Hi, welcome to my podcast. My name is Lori, and like my username implies, I am the mom to 7 kids. My husband Dwayne and I have been married for 22 years now, and we live in southern West Virginia on a six on a and we live in southern West Virginia on a six. Hi, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Lori, and like my username implies, I am a mom to 7 kiddos. My husband Dwayne and I have been married for 22 years now, and we live in southern West Virginia on a 63-acre hobby farm, which means that we really don't do much of anything with it. I have had sheep in the past, and it was extremely fun. But the reality of homeschooling my children and caring for a growing herd of sheep just wasn't in reality something that I felt like I could do. So, right now we currently have about 10 chickens. We have 2 goats and a Great Pyrenees who is their guardian. Her name is Willow. And we also have indoor dogs. We have a boxer, we have a King Charles Spaniel, and we have a little dog that we rescued from the shelter, and her name is Olive, and she is an Australian cattle dog mix. That's what she is. And so, I've been knitting for about 9 or 10 years now. I've also done some spinning and some weaving, and I've dabbled in cross stitch and embroidery, but I always come back to knitting. It's my first love. I don't get to knit as often as I would like, but I do work on it in my free time. I dive down any crafty rabbit hole that catches my eye. I love to always be making things in some way or another. Let's see what else. I'm not sure. The rest of the about me stuff will probably just have to come out as more podcasts come out, and I hope that you'll bear with me because I am entirely new to YouTube and really any kind of video making. I am not the kind of person that would normally sit down and record myself. But I watch so many podcasts that I love so much. Anytime that I get to knit, that's what I'm doing. Those are my knitting friends. I don't really have a knit group anywhere near me, so that's my outlet. And I wanted to be part of the club, I guess. So here I am. This video will probably have little to no editing, as I do not have those skills yet. I hope that you will be patient as I learn how to get more comfortable in front of the camera and as I learn to manipulate the videos so that they'll be better quality. I am crossing my fingers and praying that the sound works well. I know the lighting looks terrible. I have all the windows open in here, but I also turned on this little lamp, and it gives off kind of a yellowish glow, but it is very overcast and cloudy here today, so I didn't feel like leaving the light off. There was enough. So this podcast will be mostly about knitting. It may have some other crafty things thrown in there, and it may also have some large family living type stuff thrown in there. I haven't decided yet, and I'm not sure that my kids want to be on video, so if they don't, I will not invade their privacy. I'll leave that up to them. So if you have anything that you've heard me mention that you'd like me to talk about further, or something that you think you would like to see or hear more about, please let me know. So we're going to start off with some knitting. First, I'm going to show you my works in progress. My first one is the Cloud Bay Sweater by Justina Lorkowska. I will attempt to put a link in the description box, but like I said, I may not figure it out. So it is Justina Lorkowska on Ravelry, and it is knit in Madeline Tosh Farm Twist. It's a DK yarn, and the colorway is Joshua Tree. And I'm going to try to hold this up here the best I can, but it's going to be hard to see. I am almost done. I'm very close. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to see things. The only thing that I still have to do is put on the button band and the collar. So I will just need to pick up along here and around the top and add on that button band. I've already blocked it because I wanted to see how it was going to fit, and to try to attempt to get some of that curl, you know, from garter stitch out so that it would be easier to pick up for the button band. I absolutely adore this color. It is like an olivey green, but it's very tonal. You can see there's a little bit of fuzz and some things on there, but it's hard to pick up the color. It's very, very tonal. This is a very soft yarn. Of course, I love Madeline Tosh. It was supposed to have pockets. It has a really long section, longer than what you would normally see on a cardigan, of the ribbing on the bottom. But you're supposed to have a pocket on either side. Let me show you on the pattern, if you can see this. See, oh, this is hard. This right here, the pocket that's supposed to be built into that ribbon on the bottom, I didn't put that in there. I was feeling lazy, and I just wanted to get it off of my needles and get my arms done. So I didn't do that. And then here you can see the button band that I'll have to put on. And if you can't tell from my accent, I am from Southern West Virginia. I cannot remember if I said that. I know I said we live on 63 acres, but I don't know if I said I was from Southern West Virginia. But in case you're wondering about my accent, that's where that comes from. Anyway, I am going to love this. I'm going to wear it all the time. And it smells so good. I have blocked it in my chai spice soap from Tuft Woolens. It is my absolute favorite. And that was knit on Chowgoo Chowgoo needles. They are my go-to needles all the time. I love them. Absolutely love them. My next work in progress is the Snuggle Down Cowl by Jules Hill of So Sweet Violet. You can't see that really well, but I am sure you have seen it all over Instagram. It is so pretty, and most people are knitting it with mohair held alongside, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous with mohair, and it helps to blend all of those colors together so they fade into each other beautifully. But I found mohair quite itchy before when knitting with it, and I love the look of it, but I've tried it and I'm just not sold on it. I know a lot of people have been using a Surrey alpaca silk blend instead of the mohair, and I really, really want to try that. I may make another one of these just to try it. But let me show you. You can see that mine is definitely not faded together the way a lot of other people have done. But that's okay. I really like mine. It is incredibly soft. I love it. This is Manos de Uruguay, or however you say that. I'm not sure. I bought this yarn at a yarn store in Lexington, Virginia. It's been at least 3 years ago, maybe 4. But that's what this is. This was a full skein that came with it. And then these are all of the minis, all of these colors, except for this one. And that is Seed by, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll think of it in a minute. This is the Seed colorway though, and these are the mini skeins, and the white was a full skein. The name of the yarn shop was called House Mountain Yarn Co. And let's see. I think that's about all I have to say about that. This is my last color. It's this beautiful blue. And then I will bind off. I have to, you can see my ends dangling out there. And I'll have to do that. Something else I was going to mention about my Cloud Bay cardigan. It started out as a weekender by Andrea Mowry, and I do really love that sweater. I've seen so many people make it, and it is absolutely beautiful. And I had mine, I had most of the body knit, if not all of it. I think it was all of it because I'm pretty sure that you knit the front and back separately and put them together, and I think I had done that. But I had made so many mistakes, and they were bothering me. And I knew that if I finished it that way, that I would never wear it because I would know that the mistakes were there. I'm not normally a person who cares that much about mistakes. A lot of the times I can make mistakes and then just keep going or doctor them if I need to. But in this, you have a vertical line of slip stitches that goes down the front and the back. And I had messed up that line and it was off. And it was so far down. And anyway, I don't really enjoy bottom-up sweaters either. I like being able to knit them from the top down. That way you can try them on or measure them so that you know exactly how much longer you want to make it. I find that more difficult when you're coming bottom up. And so anyway, I may re-knit that pattern in the future. I do absolutely love it. I would absolutely love to have a finished one to wear. It is beautiful. But yeah, that had been on a weekender sweater, and I had ripped it all back out and then knit the Cloud Bay, and I actually knit it very quickly. So I'm hoping to get that button band put on. It's been at this point for about a week, and it's just been sitting there. But I've been caught up in my my cowl, and so I wanted to finish this before I go back to the sweater. Here are all of the minis, excuse me. Here are some. This is the seed colorway that I still cannot think of the maker, the dyer behind this. It just will not come to me. And here is the white in the Manos. And these are the other, let me get that blue with it. These are the mini skeins that came with it. Here's the blue that's going in now. What am I doing there? This is so difficult to do in front of a camera. You can see this color and this color are very similar, but you can definitely see the difference in the cowl. Also knitting that on my Chow-Goo needles. And I guess I should also mention, most people mention, this is in a bag by Hook and Gauge that has these adorable little retro thermoses on it. I absolutely love this. I bought it from somebody on a resale. I think it was on Instagram. Somebody was selling it on Instagram. Let's see. Maybe I should go back and say what bag my sweater is living in. I am carrying my sweater in this bag by Prairie Dye Studios. This is so difficult. I have to get used to this. There we go. Prairie Dye Studio. She is in Canada, I believe. And it has these adorable little Indian princesses and all of these retro flowers. I just love it. I love it. That is a rather large bag too. I do not have any finished objects right now. Nothing recent anyway. But I thought that I would show you a few things that I have knit in the past. Just because you've never seen anything that I've knit before, I suppose. And I have to grab those because I forgot them. Just 1 minute. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let's see. This is the Raskin Cowl by Sarah Ocepek, O-C-E-P-E-K. I'm not sure how to say that. And it is knit in some Knit Picks yarn. It's some of the bear wool yarn. I don't remember the name. They named them after the sheep, I think. It's this cream color and a deep brown. I really like this. It's very simple. I'm all about the simple knits. I have 7 children and I don't get much time and I don't get much headspace because somebody's always talking to me. And so I need something that's pretty mindless. So most of my knits are very simple, but I do adore this very much. It is a little scratchy, not too bad though. And after soaking it in my wool wash, it did get softer, and I'm hoping that over time it will just continue to get softer and softer. To go with my Raskin's Cowl. I also knit the Snowfall Beanie, and this is by Benjamin Matthews. It is really cute. You can see this little design. This is, reversed stockinette, reverse garter, reverse garter. And you can see these lines of knit stitches that they create. And I put on there a little border of the darker wool so that they would match. And I really love this set. I've worn it several times. The beanie is just a little bit slouchy, which is not normally my style, but I don't mind it. The first one I knit, I actually shortened this one. I'm remembering now. I shortened this one because it was a lot more slouchy. And I had made the first one, and as slouchy as it was, I just didn't feel like I would wear it. And so I gave it to my daughter, my oldest child, who is getting ready to turn 19, and she wears it. So this is mine. I have some pom-poms, and I was considering putting one on top, one of the faux fur pom-poms, or getting a, I don't have this pattern printed off, but the way they show it, they use the two different colors and make a yarn pom, and it looks really cute. So I may do that as well. I'm not sure. To be determined. The next thing that I was going to show you well, it's not what I thought I had. I thought I had the North Country mitts that I made by Andrea Mowry, but that is not what I have. The North Country mitts pattern has like a triangle pattern on here, but these are not. I'm not sure what pattern this is, but these are some fingerless mitts that I made. They are knit in a wool and alpaca blend. I got these from a local farmer's market from an alpaca farmer, and they had their alpaca milled with some wool, and they were selling the yarn, and it feels absolutely scrumptious. It's so soft, so nice. I don't know where the North Country mitts went. Maybe I'll find them for next time. Now, as far as future knitting goes and my plans in the very near future, of course I'm going to finish my whips, but also I have 2 pairs of socks that I need to finish. The first pair is a pattern by Tabitha Gandhi of the Hey Sister podcast. Those girls also live in West Virginia, although they are further north than me. I'm trying to straighten it out. Not doing a very good job. But you can see these little lines that come down here. And then on the back of the leg, there's this cable pattern. This yarn, well, first of all, the pattern, I know it's by Tabby Gandhi, but I do not remember the name of the pattern. I think it had something to do with snow. If you get on Ravelry and you search up Tabitha Gandhi, you can find them. This yarn is also by Hey Sister. I'm pretty sure this is called Falling Leaves, maybe. And the toe is one of the unicorn tails by Madeline Tosh. It might be called Whiskey Barrel maybe. Anyway, I have never ever put my afterthought heel on these. There is one on this one that is finished. You can get a look at the sock from the side here. This one is on. I have my heel. No heel on this one. Now I have had this pair of socks made for 2 or 3 years now. How pitiful is that? All I have to do is put one heel on and I could be wearing these, and they are so pretty. And yet, here I am, years later, without this pair of socks. That is a shame. So, I'm going to finish these. My little girl is outside showing me a worm. In February, no less, in West Virginia. These are just a vanilla shorty sock. And this yarn is by Cozy Posy, I think. Don't hold me to it. I am not 100% sure. But I want to say it's Cozy Posy. I won this yarn on Instagram. It's all these fall colorways. They're orange and green and brown with some black in there. Just a beautiful, beautiful color. Little pair of shorties. When I knit my socks, I use a 2.25 millimeter size 1, US size 1, and I cast on 56 stitches. I have very small feet, and I wear size 6. And anyway, this also needs an afterthought heel. I said heel. Anyway, need a heel on that one and on this one. So when I finish those two, I will be very happy because I will have, it'll be very short time spent, and I'll have 2 new pairs of socks to wear. So I want to get those done, and I also am going to make some preemie hats for charity. There's a lady here that's local. I do not know her, but her son was born prematurely at a hospital here, and he did not survive, unfortunately. But she is doing a project in his name, and she wants hand-knit hats, blankets, socks, mitts for babies to be able to donate for preemies here at this local hospital. And it just so happens that my youngest daughter was also born as a preemie at 27 weeks in the same hospital. And not that that's the only reason that I want to do it, but it just really spoke to my heart. And so I'm going to be knitting some little preemie hats. I'm planning to dig through my stash here in the next couple of days and get to work on those to be able to send for that. I was going to show you a few things that I have acquired lately. I keep looking down at my notes because, again, very new to this and I don't know what I'm doing. So, acquisitions. First of all, back at Christmas, Candy Shop Yarns announced that they were going out of business. And so all of their yarns were 40% off. Now, I have always absolutely adored her yarns, and I adore her. I think she is so sweet. So I wanted to get some of her yarn before I couldn't anymore. So I got these two. It's got some fuzz. I got these two. They're called Liquid Candy. I guess this is a certain yarn line for that. But I got mulberry sparkler and butterscotch. And these are so vibrant and so pretty. I think I'm going to use them for some color work in something, maybe. I don't know. This yarn is incredibly soft though, and I got it on the Bloom DK base, and it's 100% superwash. I don't know, but I love them, and I had to have some of her yarn before she wasn't making anymore. So I'm very happy to add those to my stash. Also, just yesterday, I had a $25 gift certificate to Woolen Honey. Woolen Honey is located in northern Michigan, I believe, and they have the sweetest staff, and they package everything so beautifully, and they take such care, and they give you a handwritten note. Just very, very sweet. But I got this book by hand. Look how pretty. Look how pretty the cover is. But this is Vermont and New Hampshire. And the pictures in here are absolutely stunning. I love this little painting picture on the front. See the little sheep in the barn, and the, oh, I cannot do this. This loom, the yarn in the basket. So pretty. And they have lots of pictures of the beautiful country there. They have interviews with Harrisville Designs and interviews with Wing and a Prayer Farm. And the pictures are beautiful, and there are beautiful patterns in it. I've only read just a few articles so far about it. I love it. I'm so glad that I bought it, and it will stay in my collection. The other thing I got from them was this wrist ruler. I have been wanting one of these forever, and I'm so happy to finally have one. I think they are so adorable. Absolutely adorable. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is some of my crafty dreams. Like I said in the beginning, I just go after whatever shiny new crafting thing catches my eye, and I give it a try. And some of the things that I have wanted to do. Visible mending. I have these two books. I have Make and Mend by Jessica Marquez, and this visible mending book by Jenny Wilding Cardon. I love the pictures on Instagram. If you will look under the hashtag visible mending, you'll be lost for 3 days. Such beautiful, beautiful things that people do when their clothes need mending. I think it's beautiful. I think it's more beautiful than getting a new pair of jeans or a new sweater. It adds something quirky and fun and just beautiful. And I would love to be able to do those things with my clothes instead of, trashing something. It seems wasteful, and, the kids are able to hand down clothes all the time and that type of thing. And when it gets to the point that it needs thrown away, I will throw it away. But I would love to save pieces for mending other pieces of clothing, that type of thing. I do always cut the buttons off of like shirts or jackets or something if it needs thrown away, and I save those to reuse. But I would like to reuse the fabric as well. So that's one. The other thing is watercolors. Now, I bought watercolor. I bought this Sonnet Studios watercolor a few months ago, and I've never used them yet. But this is like the student grade of another brand, and I can't think of that brand off the top of my head, but it has been a while since I have looked at these. I studied and studied about what to get, and then I did finally order what I thought I would start off with, and 2 months later I still haven't done anything, but I do have plans to. I do plan to, at least this summer, when we're not schooling or having to be at a bunch of practices and things like that. I really do think that I will find time to get into this. I have been following all of these watercolor artists, and I am absolutely amazed at what they can do. So I think that's it, and I don't know what direction this podcast will take. I don't know if I will lean more toward the knitting, if I will lean more towards large family things. Maybe I'll try it for a while and find out that I do not enjoy it. We will see, but I would love to hear from anybody that may watch what you think. Give me tips if you've got YouTube tips. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do to improve the quality of the video or the sound or the content. But anyway, like I said, just wanted to join the knitting podcasters or podcasters in general club because I love them so much and love watching other people. So I don't know when I will record again. It may be tomorrow. It may be next month. But until then, I hope that I can engage with some of you guys and talk about all of our crafting adventures. Thanks for watching. Bye.